Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Just a quickie here for you today. I wanted to show you just one way that you can get a fan clutch off of a pretty much any engine, but this one happens to be a Vortec 350. I was trying to do it. I didn't have the belt on, so the belt was missing, and I didn't have that as an option because the AC's gone, so I couldn't even put the belt back on the thing. And I tried to rig up a couple of different ways, but I couldn't make it hold this, and I even tried I've got a strap wrench, and I tried that. Nothing was working, so I was about to go over to AutoZone and borrow their tool, but then I thought, no, wait a second, I could just make something. So I grabbed an old lawnmower blade. Let me get it spun around here. And the biggest crescent wrench I could find, actually I've got one that's a little bit larger than that, but the biggest one that would fit in there, let's put it that way. But I grabbed an old riding lawnmower blade, which gave me some leverage, and I cut a little hole in it down there. So I could, I drilled a hole in it so that I could thread a bolt through the pulley there. And on the other side, I had to notch the thing out. And here in a minute, when we get this broke loose, I'll pull it off and show you guys what I did to it to make it work. Pretty much just took a grinder and ground off the edge there so that I could get it in to fit. But what it does is it gives me a nice amount of leverage here to work with. I already broke this loose off camera, so I'm not going to lie here and try to pretend like I'm just now breaking it loose. But what I had to do that was take this hammer up here, Maxwell silver hammer is what I call it, and I had to smack that sucker, that crescent wrench, while I held on to this guy here. But there was some debate online. I was trying to figure out, is this thing, it was so stiff, I was like, could this be reverse thread? And I started going into some forums and stuff, and this comes out of a 98 Suburban, this engine did. And I started looking it up, and there was some debate about it. Like, people were like, oh, some of them are right-hand thread, some of them are left. I'm like, what? Well, this one on the Chevrolet is traditional lefty-loosey. So if you're wondering about that, it's lefty-loosey. And always go with that to start with. That's always your, 99 times out of 100, that's going to be the way it is. But anyways, let me get you set down here. We'll break this loose. I'll pull this lawnmower blade off, and it could be any piece of steel. You might be able to get an angle iron in there, but I think it would take up some of your room there. And this old lawnmower blade was laying around, so I was like, well, might as well use what we got. So let's get this going. I'll try to do mouth cam here. Oh, fuck. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, you okay, GoPro? Oh yeah, it's just fine. Okay, mouth cam didn't work. How are we gonna do this? Yeah, there we go. We'll give you guys a lever cam action, okay? So I'm gonna try to hold on with like a few fingers here and hold the cam right there and see if we can. Okay, now I'm gonna have to give it a smack or two. Okay, there it went. And once it goes like that, it just falls off. So let me pull that off of there right quick, and we'll show you guys what's going on here. One of the things I always do, of course, if you follow the channel, you know this about me, but I put anti-seize on stuff like this so that it makes it a little easier for the next time when you need to take it off, because this is one of those things that will fail on you over time. So there's what it looks like, and now we'll give you a close-up of how I cut this lawnmower blade. You see, I just made it to where it would kind of sit on that next bolt. You have to clear this nut area right here, because you don't want your blade to be pressed up against that nut. So if you cut your notch right, and honestly I kind of got lucky with this one. I don't know what the dimensions are there. It looks like about 2.5 inches by about an inch deep there is what I had to cut out of that lawnmower blade with a grinder. And I just drilled a small hole that would fit, and I also tightened it down there pretty good and tight so that it wouldn't slip. But anyways, guys, that's an easy way that you can do it yourself and save you a trip to the parts store or renting one of these or buying one of these special tools. You can just make your own. And quite often I do that kind of stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up if you don't mind. Subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future. And if you didn't like it, well, I can't really help you. you probably better go take your car over to the mechanic and pay them. All right, guys, appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.